FUNCLE's Customs, where I find all kinds of cars in different places. I usually fix them and flip them, but sometimes I keep them. This is My Garage Revivals. The parts for our Chevy Chevelle's engine has finally arrived. Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Revivals. Right, so this morning we are here to have a look at this ramp truck that they are selling. So we've got a little bit of news from the guy who delivered Runus's BMW, and he told me about this specific truck that is actually put out of service. And yes, it's very cheap. They are asking only 15,000 for this thing. So it's definitely seen better days, but under the hood it's been quite well maintained. I think it will definitely do a little bit better if we can give it a little bit of a service. But yes, I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase this ramp truck because this is definitely something we need in our shop. So yeah, we've also got a CB radio included in the deal, and also some lights just to notify people if we are towing any vehicles at the back. So I did check everything else. The ramp actually still works. It goes down and it does go up. And we also do have a trailer hitch, so that means we will be able to actually tow two vehicles at a time. So yeah, that's actually a very good bargain, and I think this is definitely a very good addition to our shop. We are missing a dually wheel over here, and I think every single tire on this thing is pretty much worn out and bald. So what I'm thinking of doing now is, after I paid this thing, I'm going to go around to the shop over there. We're just going to pick up a rim and also 5 other tires. So yeah, that is pretty much let me go and seal the deal kind of situation we've got over here. Alright, so here we are, and I've paid for the truck and everything is pretty much sorted out now with the paperwork for this. So it's just a matter of getting this thing back to our shop and seeing if it's going to make it there. I really hope so. I did notice it's got a full tank of gas, which is very good. So that is quite a bit of a bargain. So yeah, it's a little bit noisy. So we might actually do an engine swap in this truck at some point. I really do want to put a diesel in this, maybe a turbo diesel. But yes, you'll also be pleased to know that I did buy the barn from Richard. Pretty much he sold it on behalf of his nephew. So all these parts are pretty much ours now, and I did remember to bring my move tool. So I'm going to be loading up a couple of things on the truck over here while we have it over here. And then obviously we won't be able to take everything, and I don't really plan on taking everything because obviously our delivery room is only so big. So we'll probably keep most of the stuff in a barn, and we'll come and collect the stuff as we need it. So yeah, that is pretty much my idea over here. So yeah, I'm just going to take a couple of things that I think we might use in the shop that is going to come in handy. So we've got a little step ladder over here, which might be useful for painting the vehicles on the roof. The other day I had a little bit of a struggle with the Chevy Chevelle's roof and I was priming that. So yeah, but I think this is going to help us quite a bit if we can get all these things moved over. And I'm actually thinking of using this sofa in the lobby and moving the smaller sofa into our little cabin, which they are busy building for us back at the shop. So yeah, but I think this is pretty much everything I want to take, because I want to leave some space for some tires and another wheel for our truck. So I think that is pretty much everything I'm going to take. So I'm just going to put this move tool down over there, and then I'm going to lock up this barn again, and then we are going to go over to the shop there. So let's get this sorted out. Alright, so the barn is all locked up. So I'm going to fire this thing up now, and I don't think you are going to be able to hear me when I have started this thing up because it's quite loud. So I might keep a little bit quiet for most of the drive over to the house or to the shop. So yeah, there we go. Just going to pretty much test and see if you can hear me. But yeah, we are definitely in need of a service. This thing is super loud. So yeah, there's absolutely no power in this engine. We need to get this thing fixed up a little bit as soon as possible. Alright, so it looks like everything is staying on the back of the truck, so nothing seems to be falling off. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly go into the store here and just buy all the things that I need, and then I will be right back. Alright, so we are all loaded up, so we've got pretty much 6 brand new tires for this thing, and we also got a wheel under here, which has got a tire on, so I did mount the tire inside already. But yes, this is going to be a very long and painful drive back to our shop, because this thing is definitely under power. I think it's probably because of that blocked air filter, so that is something we'll have to pretty much investigate in a little bit better. But yes, so let's see if we can make it back to our shop. Alright, so the old beat up rollback truck actually made it back to the shop, and we didn't run into any trouble whatsoever except for uphills. We definitely were losing a little bit of speed going uphill. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of things to offload quickly, and I also want to see if I can get the lights turned on, and then I will show you guys pretty much what I have done around the shop. So yeah, let me quickly offload the truck, and then I will be right back with you. Alright, so there we go. We've got our ramp truck pretty much parked in the backyard over here. So it looks like this yard is very tight now with this long vehicle. So I'm thinking of expanding this backyard a little bit that way. Maybe just say 3 or 4 meters that way if we can. But I will have to check with the regulations of the building if it's going to be allowed to move a little bit closer to the parking spaces over there. But we will definitely have to see what plan we can make just to navigate that vehicle a little bit better. We've got a huge parking space over here. That is just pretty much for the occasional customer that we might get that is coming to visit us. But yes, so far all the vehicles we've had in the shop would just come straight into the shop. So that is not something that we really need to utilize at this point. But yes, we also have got a little bit of yeah, how can I call this now? It's a little bit of progress on the little cabin up there. So let me quickly run up here and just show you guys that they have actually put the ceiling and the roof on in this building. So yeah, every time they are here, they do finish quite a lot of things, although it's not completely finished yet. We still gotta do a couple of windows and doors on this thing, and also paint the place. So we will see what color we are going to be painting this. I'm not sure at the moment yet, but I think maybe something we can paint it the same as the garage, or maybe we can even paint it a different shade of red. But yeah, that'll all depend on what is available to us at that point. But yes, going back to business, we do have got Runus's car up on the lift, as you can see. So what I have gone and done off camera is pretty much stripped the wheels off, and I started checking the brakes. So we've got a little bit of a problem with the brake caliper on the front left. As you can see, this is quite a bit rusty, so what I have gone and done is ordered a brand new one. So that is going to replace that one. And also on the front right caliper, we've got a blown soft brake hose. So that is probably why the brakes failed on this car. So that actually, yeah, once we can replace the brake hose on this caliper and also on that, well, replace this caliper and replace the brake hose on that one, then I think the brakes on this car should be sorted again. So yeah, if you guys remember in the last episode, we had a little bit of trouble with this inline 6 getting it fired up. So when I started tearing into this engine, I thought I was going to find something badly damaged or something that is too worn so that the car won't fire up. But it appears that we were just missing a crankshaft pulley over here, which I also ordered. So my plan for today is to put this engine back together, put it back in the car, get the brakes installed, and then this car should be pretty much back to life. And then we can obviously just put his little sticker on the back that he has sent along with the car as well. So that is going to be a 328 CI according to him. So that is the sticker that he wants to have applied to the trunk lid. So I did do a little bit of touch-up paint here and there, but we're not going to be going too crazy with paint work and rust removal on this car. It's kind of got that character aspect to it. So yeah, I did give it a bit of a wash, but yeah, obviously I missed a couple of spots. So it was just me with the garden hose outside, and it was barely reaching in here. So yeah, we did give it a little bit of a wash. So it does look a little bit better, but it's not perfect yet. And also we got some other missing parts like this transmission support, which we're going to be putting in. And obviously we've got some more coolant and oil. So yeah, that is pretty much the first thing we are going to be working on now. And then secondly, we will start working on our 350 cubic inch engine. So you'll be pleased to know that I did get all of the parts we need for this engine. Hopefully, I believe so. So yes, we don't have a transmission just yet, so that is on its way. So they should have it here a little bit later on today. So we might have to, yeah, just receive a delivery during the course of this episode, but that is fine. It's not going to be a problem. So yeah, this is pretty much all the parts we needed for the engine. So that is all new pistons, all new head gaskets, cylinder heads. We even got a brand new oil pan. So this is not the same one we had on the engine. So this is just a normal orange one, which is going to pretty much match all the rest of the parts that we have for this engine. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of work to do today. So my plan for today is to see if we can get the Chevy Chevelle also running and driving so that we can take it over to the paint shop to get it painted in its original factory color, which is a very dark color. It's pretty much black as far as I'm concerned, but some people might say it's a little bit of a dark brown or maybe a dark purple or a dark blue. I'm not too sure, but I think you guys will be the judge of that when this comes back from paint. And also, by the time we take this vehicle in for the paint job, we could probably pick up our Niva 4x4, which has been painted as well, and then you guys will also be able to see what color that has been painted. Alright, so I think first things first, we are going to put this engine back together and see if we can get this car fixed up if we don't continue dropping the parts we need to install on the engine. So yeah, let's start by getting our cylinder head put back onto this vehicle, and obviously we still need to install a piston because there was one bad piston that I took out. So I did get a new piston for this engine, so that is going to be installed. I should actually just bring all these engine parts over to that table over there. So let me grab these. I think that's everything. Alright, and then we're gonna pretty much just put it on the table over here and see if we can get this engine sorted out now. Alright, so there's everything. So let's start with our piston that we need to install. So let's get this into place and bolt it down. Alright, so yeah, there's the oil pan. Let's get this back on the engine. Alright, let's go around the other side. Alright, perfect. So we have got a new oil filter. Let's just tighten this on by hand, just like that. And let's grab our rockers. Alright, let's get these bolts tied down. And there we go, so that's sorted. And there goes the valve cover. So let's get that bolted down again. Alright, so obviously when I took this engine apart, I had to remove the timing chain because the timing chain was just dangling there. So we're gonna pretty much install it back on the engine now. So this is our camshaft gear that can go back on. And now we should be able to get our chain tightened up and put onto the engine just like that. Alright, and then our timing cover can go back on, and then we'll put on our brand new water pump. Alright, and I think there are 2 more bolts down here, just like that. Right, so let's grab our brand new water pump. Alright, and one over there, and I believe there's one down here. Alright, perfect. Alright, let's grab this, yeah, come on. There we go. Alright, let's grab our crankshaft pulley, get that bolted down, and then we'll grab this, our cooling fan, let's bolt it down. Alright, now, last but not least, I think it's just our alternator over here. Alright, and there's a bolt, and there's one over here. Alright, and then let's grab our alternator belt. And there we go. Alright, perfect. So this engine has been pretty much put back together now, and I think it's ready to go back into the car. But before we do that, let's quickly sort out the brakes, get the wheels back on, so we can lower it down so that we can actually get the engine installed. But while the car is up in the air, let's also go and mount this transmission support that we were missing on this car. Alright, there we go. So that is sorted out. Alright, so now I think we are going to pretty much put these brake pads that we've got in the new calipers. Well, in the new caliper and pretty much in the old caliper. But we are going to need our pry tool over here. So let me come and pry those old brake pads out of the calipers here. Or actually just the one caliper. I'm not going to bother with the other caliper. Right. Yeah, that's actually strange how the one brake pad actually is still in a good condition. I don't really understand that. Maybe this caliper is also a bit faulty, but I guess we'll find out if there's going to be any issues with this caliper binding once we drive the car. Alright, so let's get these installed. Right, come on. They are a little bit hard to get in, these brake pads, but we should get them in. There we go. Alright, and then this one is the brand new one, so hopefully they go in easier over here. And there we go. Alright, and then let's get our brake hoses on. Just like that. And let's do the other one quickly. Alright, so there we go. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting the rear calipers on, and then we'll work our way forward pretty much from there. So it was a little bit tricky getting to these bolts at first, but now at least I know my way around it. Alright, and let's just bolt it down. Alright, let's go around to the other back side over here. Alright, and then there's the brake hose and there, and then we can get this wheel back on. Alright, and let's just bolt these down. Alright, perfect. And now we can do the front. So this is the front lift, the brand new caliper. Alright, and let's be sure to get this hose tied down. And also there and there. And we've got a wheel to put back. Alright, now we are going to grab the last one. Just get that installed. just like that. All right, let me get these two bolts tied down and grab the wheel. And there we go. Let's just bolt this wheel down. All right, great stuff. Now we can lower this thing down and bring the engine over and see if we are going to be successful in starting this vehicle up. All right, so this is going to be hopefully the last time we need to take this engine out of the car. So obviously I had to drain the oil and everything when I took this engine apart again. So hopefully that is not going to be the case again. Alright, and this time round I do want to be sure to tighten down the starter bolt for sure, which has been tightened down. Alright, so there we go. That's our transmission bolts in. Alright, let's get these bolted down. And over there. And then our alternator. Alright, so that is pretty much everything if I'm not mistaken. It looks fairly decent. Everything seems to be in place. We just need to install our fuel line once again. Alright, and then let's get that bolt tied down. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is pretty much the coolant and the oil. And I also have got a bottle of brake fluid. We are going to top up this reservoir because it looks a little bit low. So that is a very important thing for the brakes to work. So let's start with this and then I'll do the other fluids and bring you guys back up to speed. And there we go. We've got coolant, we've got brake fluid, we've got oil. Everything is pretty much sorted out. So I think I can lower this thing down all the way now. And then we're going to get the arms out from under it. And then we are going to see if we can get the e-brake taken off and push it back so that we can get into the car without banging the doors, because Runus is very particular about that. So yeah, let me quickly sort this out. Alright, so just after pushing the car back, I noticed that the exhaust wasn't attached. So I just quickly slid it under the car and put it into place, and now it is pretty much tightened up. So we are ready to try and fire this thing up now. So I'm gonna hold all my thumbs and hope this thing is gonna fire up now. So here we go. Alright, and there we go. It fired up and it is running quite well. It doesn't sound bad. Yeah, that sounds very good actually. Right, so I think we can quickly just take a little short drive and see if the brakes are working and everything is happy now. Alright, so it definitely works. Don't really know how good the brakes are going to work, but they should be fine. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, it definitely works. Alright, so this car is running very well. I don't think there's going to be any problems with it. So yes, we are just going to park it here in a customer parking area, and yeah, we'll give Runus a call a little bit later on after the episode and tell him his vehicle is ready for collection. So yeah, this turned out to be quite a budget repair, and we didn't have to spend a lot of money. There was I think the alternator was the most expensive part on this. So yes, that has definitely become a much more reliable vehicle now. And I just hope he's going to avoid water in general from now on with this car. It's just strange there's a little mermaid painted on the door. So yeah, there we go. We are pretty much done with this vehicle, and I think we just need to apply the sticker at the back. So let me quickly go and grab this box of stickers and see if we can get that sticker pasted on the car. Alright, so we've got the sticker lined up. I think more or less over there should be perfect. So yeah, let's stick it on there. And there we go. That is the last request that Runus had for this vehicle. So I think that actually went quite fast. We did a lot of work actually to it, but it actually turned out to be much easier than I thought. So yeah, let's just close this door, because now we are going to tackle that 350 cubic inch Chevy engine, because I really want to see if we can get our Chevy Chevelle in running condition. And we are still waiting for the gearbox to come, so I'm not sure when that is going to happen. But yes, they did tell me they are going to deliver it on Friday. So today is Friday, but it's already 3 p.m. So I don't know if it's going to happen. Alright, so we've got our engine block that has been refurbished on the stand now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over a couple of those parts and put them on the table over here. And then we are going to see if we can start putting this thing together. Alright, so there we are. We've got all the engine parts on the table over here. I didn't have a lot of space on the table actually for everything, so I kind of just started slapping the rockers onto the heads over here. So let's start by just bolting them down before we forget about it. And then I think we can start with our crankshaft. So the crankshaft is pretty much the base of the engine, where we can start mounting pistons. And then yeah, we'll just pretty much work it upwards from there. So we've got that installed, and now we're going to start with our pistons. It's so nice working with brand new parts. Alright, so let me get all of these pistons put in, and just make sure we are actually tightening all of these bolts down, because that's the last thing you want, is to rebuild a engine with brand new parts and then you forget to tighten up a bolt, and yeah, you end up throwing a piston through the engine block, which is not going to be ideal. Alright, and there we go. We've got the other side of pistons to do now. I think it's going to be easier if we just tilt it over to the other side, like that. Alright, let's go and put this piston in. And then we're going to grab this piston as well. And then the last one goes over there. And there we have it. We've got all our pistons installed. So let's grab our oil pan and seal up this engine at the bottom. Alright, there's a lot of bolts under here. Alright, perfect. And let's go over to this side. Alright, so that is the oil pan on. Let's quickly grab our oil filter. That goes on over there. And then we've got our sprocket for our crankshaft, which slides over there. And next we're going to pop in the camshaft. That goes in over there. I don't think there's any bolts on that. No, it looks like it just slides in. Alright, let's get our camshaft sprocket installed as well. So this has got 3 bolts. There we go. Alright, and let's grab the timing chain. Just like that. Now we can grab the timing chain cover, which is over on the barrel over there. Alright, and let's get this bolted down. Once again, there's quite a few bolts over here. Alright, let's just be sure to get all of these. Alright, and now we can grab our water pump. Alright, so obviously those 2 bolts are coming in with the alternator, so we don't have any bolts on that side. And we're going to spin it around. Let's do it at a slight angle for this, because I want to get this intake manifold installed. Alright, so we just have the 1 bolt at the moment, so obviously the rest will come with the cylinder heads, which we're going to be putting on next. Alright, let's get our head gaskets on. Let's not forget about those. Alright, and then I think, yeah, this one goes on this side. Alright, let's get these bolts tightened down. That's actually a nice height. Alright, and this way. Okay, and the head itself has been bolted down. Now let's bolt down the intake manifold on the top over here. And let's go around to the other side with the other cylinder head. And we'll just pretty much repeat the process over here. Alright, and I just needed to tilt over a little bit. Alright, and then where are these bolts hiding? There we go. We've got pretty much all these bolts under the rockers, but we were able to get them bolted down. Alright, that is good. Now we can put on our valve covers. Alright, one on this side. Alright, so now we're going to just quickly see if we can get our ignition coil mounted over here. Right, there we go. That is in place. Alright, let's grab the other valve cover now. It's about time for this. Ah, and that is a car horn. Right, so let me quickly go and receive this package. Alright, so here it is. This is our shiny brand new 5-speed turbo transmission. So we are going to be installing this in the car pretty much before the engine goes in, I think. We're going to see if that's going to work. Otherwise, we'll probably put the engine in first. Alright, but there we go. We've got our thermostat housing in place. Now let's get our fuel pump installed over here and get those bolts tied down. Right, I think now it's pretty much just the parts on this table, which is our alternator. We should be able to get this on, but I think first let's grab our harmonic balance over here so that we've got that pulley in place as well. Alright, so let's grab this alternator now and we'll get it into place right over there. Alright, and there goes those two bolts, and then we've got a bolt on the thermostat housing that we need to unbolt for that to fit. Alright, so starter, we can probably just mount this. Alright, so there's a bolt there and one down there. Alright, so now I think let's continue with our flywheel. So these are pretty much standard flywheels. There we go. Alright, and then we've got our clutch plate, which is still in fair condition. And let's grab our pressure plate now and see if we can get all 6 of these bolts without any trouble. There we go, and we've got 2 on this side, just like that. Right, so I think I should be able to get the carburetor installed now with the air cleaner on, so we'll just pop it on there, and we've got 4 bolts on this. Alright, let me just tilt it over this side a little bit. Alright, and then we're going to grab our headers. Get these headers installed. Alright, there's the one. Which one is that? That's the left, so we are looking for the right pipe that goes onto this flange over here. Let's get that bolted down. Alright, and then we're going to grab this one. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we are nearly there. We just need to install the spark plugs and also the plug wires, and then we are also going to pretty much just install this fan, which should just pretty much bolt down like that. Perfect. Alright, so now it's time for the spark plugs. So let me get these put into place, and then we're going to zip them all down. Alright, so we've got all the spark plugs in place now. So let me come and just tighten all of these down. And then we can pretty much just put our plug wires on, or our spark wires, whatever you'd like to call them. And then we are pretty much good to get this engine dropped into the car. Obviously, I forgot the distributor over here, so let me just get that put in as well. Alright, so there we go. And there's a bolt. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Alright, and then we're going to grab this plug leads or spark wires, and there we go. That is pretty much our 350 cubic inch engine put back together. Alright, so we've got oil and coolant for this thing. The only thing we don't have for the Chevelle just yet is pretty much the exhaust system for the one side. We do have a muffler for the, I think it's the right hand side. So let's quickly go and check up on that. Right, so this is the right hand exhaust. So we are going to take this one a little bit closer to the car, because we are going to at least try and install the one, although we are going to need a second one. But yes, that is going to pretty much only come when we've got the car back from paint, because I really want to see if I can catch Uncle Richard or Richard Auto Body open before they close for today. They are still open tomorrow on a Saturday, but I prefer to just get the vehicle over there today so that we know it's sorted out, because we've got the builders coming in the morning, so I might not have time to go and drop the car off then. So I think we'll just see if we can get this thing over there before they close. Alright, and we've got a little bit of rain coming down, which is quite pleasant. Alright, so on this transmission we've got two bolts over there and one up the top, and also we've got one on that side at the top and below there. And let me go and install this muffler quickly, and then we're going to see if we can get those other bolts tightened down. Alright, so we do have our floor jack here, which is going to help us out a little bit. Right, so let's get this thing lifted up a little bit so we can get it a little bit higher. Alright, so there's a bolt, and over here somewhere is another bolt. There we go, we've got it. Alright, these drive shaft bolts are a little bit hard to get. Alright, we just need to get our fingers over the one over there. I could barely see it. There we go, we've got them all. So that is a win for us. So now I'm going to quickly do the coolant and the oil, because I did the brake fluid already, I think, in this car. Yes, I did, so that should work. Alright, so let me get the coolant sorted out over here. Alright, so that took me a while to get the oil in this engine. It's running very, very slowly. So yeah, we've got pretty much the oil topped off now, the coolant topped off, and also our brake fluid is good. And I also went ahead and installed the wires and the battery. So we are good to get this thing fired up and see if it's going to make it over to Richard's shop, which isn't going to be too far from here. Alright, so it's definitely running. So I'm going to take it over to Richard's shop and pick up my Niva, and then we're going to come back to the shop and close up. Because yeah, this is getting quite late, and it's raining, and it's very dark outside already, and we don't have headlights in the car yet. So yes, let's see if we can get this sorted out real fast. Alright, so here she is. She's running very well, and she's driving like a dream. It's just super noisy because we are missing that muffler, obviously on the left hand side. But yes, this is our little Niva 4x4 now. It has been painted in this sky blue color, which is absolutely beautiful, and it looks amazing. So yeah, we are going to be ordering some interior bits for this thing and getting this thing sorted out. But yes, we need to make haste here, because Richard and them are closing at 8, and they still need to do their cash up and everything for the day. So yeah, let's be on our way, get back to the shop, and then we are going to end this episode. Alright, there we go. We are back at our shop with our little Neva, and our Chevelle has made it to paint. So we are going to pretty much wait for that car to be painted, and then we are going to get it back. And then we just need to install a proper exhaust system on that thing and get it sorted out. And I'll be calling Runus to come and pick up his BMW outside. It's standing in the rain a bit now, but that's okay. It's still a little bit dirty anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like, and I wanted to ask, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, until the next time, cheerio!